The big question on my mind as we get closer to Spider-Man Brand New Day, we are less than 2 months away now. It comes out on July 31st. This video is being recorded on June 4th. We are 2 months away from Spider-Man Brand New Day. And the question on my mind is, how good is this actually going to be? Because we have a lot of different factors. We have this whole story from Spider-Man No Way Home, and we have to pick up on that. We also don't really know exactly where this is going to fall timeline wise in the greater MCU. So we don't know where this film is going to take place. Some people are speculating that it might take place before Avengers Doomsday. It might take place after, or it might take place before, or I said that already, during Avengers Doomsday, you know? So there's a lot of different kind of questions about this film. I don't even know what the plot is. You have like the Hulk, Punisher in there. Apparently Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey, which we might talk about a little bit too. But yeah, I just, all of this stuff combined, it makes me wonder, is this Spider-Man movie going to be good? How good is this Spider-Man Brand New Day going to be? So let's talk about it here, man. So first I want to talk about the director, right? Destin Daniel Cretton, the director of projects like Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. He also did Just Mercy. He did Wonder Man recently, which I still need to check out. Destin Daniel Cretton, they didn't just pluck him out of nowhere, okay? He did Shang-Chi, like I said, which was fantastic, but he was also supposed to do, if you guys remember correctly, he was also supposed to do Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, which was Avengers Doomsday before it, you know, all the stuff with Jonathan Majors and stuff came to light. So Marvel had already trusted this filmmaker way prior to handing him Spider-Man, you know? And he, of course, he did an amazing job on Shang-Chi. I thought Shang-Chi was probably one of the better Marvel movies that they've made in a very long time. So yeah, we got to talk about the director. And because I think, number one, Marvel trusts him enough to give him a Avengers movie and, you know, also give him a Spider-Man movie at the same time. But they were going to give him an Avengers movie. And I'm saying this a little bit, like, I don't know a better way to put this, but a Spider-Man film seems a lot more simple to handle than a huge ensemble Avengers film, right? So I feel like the quality of the story, if we're focusing just on one character, Spider-Man, is going to be immensely better. And who knows, right? I Destin Daniel Cretton could have had an amazing Avengers movie. He could have had so much character development for all Avengers or whatever. I don't know. It could have been amazing, and we will never know. But the point is that it's one character, Spider-Man, that he's focusing on. Of course, you have like the supporting characters and stuff, but it's Spider-Man. Just like he was able to kind of take care of Shang-Chi in the Shang-Chi movie, he can just focus on Spider-Man here, which I think is a good sign, and I think that is good news, and it points to Spider-Man Brand New Day being really good. Another thing that we have to talk about is Marvel's on a hot streak, man. I think we have to put to bed the little allegations, or whatever you want to call them, of just Marvel not being in their prime anymore, right? Clearly they had a losing streak with a lot of the stuff that they were putting on Disney Plus, and then the movies were really rushed, and COVID also had a huge factor to play in that. So there's no dodging it. Marvel definitely needed wins, and they have been getting wins. You know, you have projects like Thunderbolts. You have the Marvels. It was okay, but like I feel like that was the last okay movie. You had Fantastic Four I was going to say Fantastic Mr. Fox. No, they did not do Fantastic Mr. Fox. But they had Fantastic Four First Steps. Like I said, Thunderbolts. They're putting out Daredevil season 2. They're putting out Wonder Man, like I previously stated. I'm missing a lot. I know I'm missing some. But they have wins, is my point. They have wins. Am I missing a movie? Was there another movie that came out? Why am I drawing a blank? I haven't been to the movies in so long. That's why you guys haven't seen any videos here. My point is, Marvel is on a win streak. And I think they're officially out of that, that bad movie phase or that bad project phase. Because for a while it looked like, again, it's a 10-year win streak that they're trying to live up to. 10 years of just banger after banger after banger after banger after Thor the Dark World, after banger after banger after banger after banger, right? So it's a lot. They had Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I have the popcorn bucket right here. So yeah, Marvel is on a win streak, and I think that it's in good faith that I can finally trust Marvel again, and that this is not going to be a stinker, specifically because it's Spider-Man, and Spider-Man is their baby, and they if they do anything wrong, that one thing that they do wrong cannot be Spider-Man. They cannot do Spider-Man wrong. Regardless, it's going to make $1 billion anyway, so it's going to be a win-win. Anyway, Marvel on a hot streak. Next, I think I'm at the point where Tom Holland, I can trust that Tom Holland wants to do right by the character creatively and not just be in a good movie. And there's a difference, right? Because I think every actor wants to do their characters justice, but it's different when it's Spider-Man. And we've heard Tobey Maguire talk about it. We've heard Andrew Garfield talk about it, and we hear Tom Holland talk about it. And I don't know, maybe it's just me. Let me know down below in the comments. When I hear Tom Holland talk about being Spider-Man, I feel like I'm starting to get to the point where if I think of Spider-Man, I think of Tom Holland now. When I think of Spider-Man, I usually think of Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. But I think it's getting to the point now, especially when we're coming up to Tom Holland's 4th movie as Spider-Man. I think we're getting to the point that Tom Holland is Spider-Man. Spider-Man is Tom Holland. Tom Holland is Spider-Man. And a lot of people would say like maybe Andrew Garfield is still their Spider-Man. I just didn't feel that connection only because we had 2 movies. It's a big factor. We only had 2 movies, and Andrew Garfield didn't have a lot of creative control. I think at this point right now that we're talking about this, Tom Holland does have a certain level of creative control with Spider-Man. I mean, when they were renegotiating his deal to come back for another trilogy, one of his things was he wants to do right by the character, and if they can't do right by the character, then he can't return to play Spider-Man. It's got to be good stories. So I think he really cares about the character, and I think he cares about the story being good, and it's not just a cash grab, because obviously this is going to be a huge payday for Tom Holland. But I think he really does care about the character because Tom Holland is Spider-Man. I want to talk about what we need specifically as fans, because Tom Holland, of course, has played the character since he was 19 years old, and now he's like a grown ass man, and he's always been older than me, and I grew up with the character, and now, like I was 17 when Spider-Man: Homecoming came out. I'm 25 now, about to be 26. So we need I think I'm growing up with the character, so now we need some grown up Spider-Man stuff. These movies back here, the Spider-Man. The Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire, that was our grown-up Peter Parker. And then we're like, dude, let's reboot. Like, let's see him back in high school. We get Andrew Garfield in high school, even though he doesn't look like he's in high school. We get that for one movie, and then the next movie, he's in college, and then like that's kind of it, right? And then we all know what happened with Amazing Spider-Man. Oh my God, excuse me. Jesus, excuse me. And yeah, and then we rebooted again. And then we took it all the way back to high school. This is Spider-Man as a high schooler, as a kid. And we got that for 3 movies. That was his whole origin story. And yeah, I think we're good. Like we are good off the kid stuff. It's time for depressed Peter Parker to come back. And I think a lot of you guys agree. We need that Tom Holland, Peter Parker, Spider-Man to be depressed. It's just time. It is time. And I think Spider-Man Spider-Man No Way Home, it set it up beautifully to the point where now we're rooting for Peter. Now we're rooting for Spider-Man to be depressed. I don't know. So yeah, I think that's another reason why that this could be a great Spider-Man movie, because we're kind of resetting, but we're not resetting. We're not, going back to high school again. We're getting the stuff that we got from the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi trilogy, but rebooted basically. So like we got the high school stuff out of the way. We got that. It was nice for a while, but we're growing with the character. So we're going to college, and we're Aunt May is now dead, who is what I'm assuming from their origin story that they're trying to tell is like the Uncle Ben equivalent to Peter, right? So I think it's going to be good because we need a fresh take on Spider-Man, a fresh take. We have to go back to this, right? We have to go back to that. I think it's time we go back to that. And that is why I think it's going to be another reason why I think it's going to be good, because we are going back to that. And the trailers have shown Spider-Man and Peter Parker. He's in pain, man. This guy's fucking depressed. And that brings me to my last point. The plot. Again, I said it in the beginning. I don't know what the plot is going to be about, because there's a lot of different stuff happening, and a lot of different characters. A lot of villains, which I don't think it's going to be an overstuffed mess like Avatar, like Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't think that. But there are a lot of characters, and there are a lot of interweaving supporting characters. You have Ned, MJ. You have newcomers like Punisher, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, Jean Grey, Sadie Sink, but apparently she's playing Jean Grey, so I don't know what that's about. And this is the part that makes me a little bit nervous, because you have all the formula, right? You have a great formula to make a great Spider-Man movie, but if that plot, if that story, if they come up with a weird story, man, and it's a little hard to grasp, then that could potentially ruin the experience for me. This is all speculation. It looks like Peter is going through some kind of metamorphosis with his powers. His powers are evolving. Then he finds out that maybe it's like a mutation kind of thing, and then he seeks help from Jean Grey, who is a mutant, and also Hulk, who is a mutate, right? Because he's the gamma radiation, all that, blah 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 blah. I don't know, okay, but whatever's going on here, I just hope that the character is done right, and I think with Destin Daniel Cretton, with Marvel on a hot streak, with Tom Holland having creative control, and that fresh take on Spider-Man with where No Way Home left us, I think those four elements can make for a really good Spider-Man film, and I think Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to be amazing. Who knows? We will have to wait and see. We are only 2 months away from that, so let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think about it, what you guys are excited for there. We're going to be talking more. We're going to be talking more about Spider-Man all summer, because there's apparently a new trailer coming out. We're going to review that later. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comment section.